Meet James and Ginny. James and Ginny recently graduated high school and began working together at Bill's construction company. James operates a crane, and Ginny operates the phones. They started dating, and to their surprise, Ginny's pregnant. But Ginny's worried because she doesn't have health insurance. Ginny sees an ad on TV with a phone number to call for help. She gets connected to Dr. Smith and begins receiving prenatal care. Ginny and James learn they will become parents of a little girl, Jane. And our story begins. This is the Children's Services Council Sentinel Outcomes, Simplified. By calling for help, Ginny has unlocked a world of tools to help her through her pregnancy and the early years of Jane's life, like nutrition information, childbirth education, and breastfeeding support. These tools are provided through organizations that Children's Services Council funds throughout the community. But where does the money come from? Well, in 1986, voters approved the creation of Children's Services Council to collect money from property taxes for high-quality, measurable prevention programs focused on children and families. In order to make sure taxpayers get what they pay for, Children's Services Council identified goals, what we call Sentinel Outcomes. The Sentinel Outcomes begin with, dun-da-da, healthy births. By providing Ginny access to quality information in prenatal care, there's a better chance Jane's born healthy. But James and Ginny quickly learn being a new parent is stressful. By providing James and Ginny with information on parenting and child development, and helping them cope with parental stress, Children's Services Council can make sure that Jane is loved and cared for, otherwise known as Sentinel Outcome Number 2. Fewer children birthed to 5, abused or neglected. The bills are piling up, and Ginny realizes she needs to return to work. Their connection with Children's Services Council continues to help. They find a spot for Jane in a high-quality child care program. The parents and Children's Services Council's goals are to ensure that Jane is eager and ready to learn by the time she reaches kindergarten. Sentinel Outcome Number 3. When Jane finally enters grade school, she's already learned to read to Ginny and James. Ginny and James are so proud of their little girl. Through their work as parents, she's become quite the little genius. Ginny and James realize if they want to continue working full-time, they need a safe place for Jane to go after school. Luckily, through Children's Services Council, they find an after-school program that meets their needs. The high-quality activities during out-of-school time help to build upon the skills Jane has learned in the classroom, thereby boosting her self-esteem. Enter our last Sentinel Outcome, Number 4, access to quality after-school programs. And there you have it, all 4 Sentinel Outcomes. Number 1, healthy births. Number 2, fewer children birthed to 5 abused or neglected. Number 3, eager and ready to learn. And Number 4, access to quality after-school programs. You're probably wondering how we achieve these goals. Well, that's where the systems come into play. What is the system exactly? To better explain it, let's take a visit to Chocolate Chip Town. In Chocolate Chip Town, the chocolate chip cookie is, no surprise, the star. And at Baker Ned's shop, you can find this treat at its best. Every morning, Baker Ned gathers all his ingredients and bakes his cookies fresh. He starts with the flour, adds in the butter, the eggs, the sugar, some vanilla, and of course, the chocolate chips. If Baker Ned is missing any of these ingredients, his chocolate chip cookies will be terrible. Could you imagine a chocolate chip cookie without the chocolate chips? Especially in Chocolate Chip Town? It would be a disaster. A system is the same way. A series of pieces that must work together to make the whole. If one piece is missing, then the system won't work. Here at Children's Services Council, we have 3 main systems that support our early childhood system of care. The Healthy Beginning System, which is designed to improve birth outcomes and readiness for school. The Quality Child Care System, which includes quality child care and after-school programs so children are eager and ready to learn when they enter kindergarten. And the Family and Community System, which includes county-wide programs, such as parenting classes and mentoring opportunities. All 3 systems come together to help us reach our Sentinel Outcomes, CSC's goals. And there you have it. Now you know the Sentinel Outcomes and how we make them achievable through the use of the 3 programs. Gotta run, though. Remember Jane? She's now a rocket scientist thanks to her parents' support in the early years. And she's just learned she's pregnant. A baby boy. His name will be John. She just entered the system of care, and she's already on track to being a great mother.